Demand. Demand never changes. Wait, how's the Fallout music go? I can't remember, it's been so long. Greetings. You have entered Corpse Corner. And today, I am going to brainstorm what I think should be the story and adventures of Fallout. Wait, there we go. Fallout New Vegas 2. Which is a thing that Fallout fans have been wanting since Part 1. But nobody's done it. Why? Why did Obsidian decide to do the outer bombs? Why? Did they want to be more like a weird Mass Effect Borderlands Fallout hybrid thing? You creep everyone out with strange humor. Why didn't they just do New Vegas 2? Why hasn't Bethesda done New Vegas 2? Why don't these companies listen to the fans, the customers, the ones who pay the money for the product? I think I have the answer. I don't think they know what to do. I think they lack the imagination. I think they hire a dozen or so writers, and those writers sit in a room and screw each other and do cocaine and waste their boss's money and time. So I'm going to prove it now. I'm going to improv and bust out a story right now. I thought of a couple ideas. They popped in my head and I thought, this is pretty good. I should write it down. And then more ideas started popping up. And I thought, hey, these are pretty good too. And I thought, I think too fast to write things down. So I'm going to make a video. So here I am. Now, what to do? You gotta know a little bit about Fallout, don't you? You gotta know that Fallout 3 events happened in the year 2277. In those events, a guy wandered out of a vault to Washington, D.C. area in the eastern northern continent, what was once America. And he did some stuff, and it didn't take him very long to do it. Say within a few years. Now, you can go figure out the things he did there, but on the west side, 4 years later, were the events of Fallout New Vegas. 2281, only 4 years later. So the things that were happening on the West Coast and the East Coast were very parallel. And not many people on the West Coast know what happened at that point on the East Coast. So when does our new story begin? New Vegas 2. That is what we need to figure out now. So, let's say that the courier was about 30. Upper 20s, lower 30s. You could say he was in mid-20s, but for mathematical purposes, I'm going to say 30. It's about around the age I was when I played it, I think, maybe. So, if in 2281 our main character, the courier was 30 years old, let's say after he completed it, well, which of the endings is going to be our canon for part 2? I believe it should be the one that was probably picked the most, and was the one I chose the first time through, which was Yes Man. Oh yes. I'd switch to a Yes Man face now, but I don't have time for that shit, so just imagine Yes Man's face smiling at you. That will be the proficient ending that we're gonna go with for my idea for New Vegas 2. So, Yes Man has taken over New Vegas under the guise of the Courier. The NCR army has been pushed back. The Legion army has been mostly decimated. And then what happened? Well, I'm going through these records, and all of this is my idea, and this is how I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna go through these files in my brain hole, and I'm gonna improv what I think happened next. I better get a drink of Nuka-Cola for this one. Not much sound effect because I already opened it. It's just plain Nuka-Cola. I prefer cherry Nuka-Cola, but they're hard to find in the vault. They push them into the back, so you have to hunt for them once in a while. Okay, so our story begins with the Courier and Yes Man taking over now. How long do you say a courier with a lush life in a bustling Vegas town would last? Another, I don't know, he probably lived to about 80. If he, took care of himself, had some good exercise, and was in charge of everything, it'd be about 80. Didn't mess with the destroyed house technology. Let's hope he cleaned out House's body. That would stink. Anywho, so let's say he lasted till 80. So that would be another 50 years. 5, 8, 3. So that would be 23, 31. So in the year 2331, Courier dies. Did he die of old age? Don't know. But screens come across the Yes Man faces across the Mojave area and outer perimeters, and report of his deceasement, memorial, and whatnot. So everybody knows. And then all is quiet. The lucky 38 seals itself yet again, and people start to wonder who's in charge now. 2 years go by until the year 2333. 2333. Yeah, 3 threes. 3, 2, 3, 3, 3. Suddenly, New Vegas turns off. All goes dark. All doors seal. Everyone is stuck within the onion peels. And all is dark in the Mojave, except for a bright, flashing red light at the very top of the Lucky 38 that now flashes like a beacon. Help! 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 So now things start to fall apart. Let's see, 20 years, 20, 30 years is about a generation. Start having a kid around 20 something. I don't want the math to be too difficult here, so it's either 20 or 30. How many generations should go by? 1, 2, we're fast forwarding in time now. 3. Do we want to go 3 generations? 4. 3, 6, 9. We're talking like maybe 100 years. Is that what I want to do? Yes. I think I do. 24. Let's see. 120. That would be 4 generations. Definitely 100. So now we're in 24. 100. So at least 30 would be 100. 120 would be 50. 24. 56. 123 years later would be 204. 2456. That's a weird number. 24 would just be 120 years. 2453. That sounds cool. 2453, the year is. Further in time, 4 generations have gone by since the mysterious shutdown of New Vegas and the security bots. And boy, within that time, has things fallen apart. Now I'm guessing that in the time of the courier's retirement, we'll call it the 50 years, the NCR was pushed out of New Vegas, for their security was no longer necessary, and the grudge between them and the courier too thick. So the NCR had to fall back to a western perimeter, probably leaving the McLaren base as well, and the entire subway monorail system, leaving it all behind to fall back to where the drug guys, who were the drug guys? Crap, I don't remember their names. The tribe group that were wiped out and moved west or north or wherever. They just fell apart. What the hell was their name? No, I don't remember. I didn't like them very much, but they were the ones pushing the drugs. They all left. So let's say the NCR went and moved into their mountainous territory, set up small encampments, and dug into the mountain. Yeah, that sounds good. So that's when they've been hiding for the last 4 generations. So they probably have a sweet setup in there now in that mountain. So that's what's going on with the NCR. The inner families were all trapped, the gambling casino groups, and were never heard from again. Let's see, the outer edge of that was the Elvis gang, the gun running, no, not gun runners, the family there with the energy weapons, and the medical nice people. That's right. So you had 3 big groups kind of on the outskirts there. they also got trapped within their section. What happened to them? Well, you gotta go in there and find out. Should I just explain it now? Real quick. This is stuff you would discover as you entered that area. I might as well just talk about it now instead of go through the whole thing. But basically I could see it going. The kings had the numbers. They had the majority of foot soldiers. So they would attack the energy weapon group, since it's only like 2 or 3 people, and eventually overwhelm them with numbers. And then they would have energy weapons, and then they would be able to break out. They would take the other group. The machines are gonna have to hold them off, so maybe some of the Yes Man machines don't turn off. Maybe instead of turning off, they fall back and take the inner circles. Then they would just kill everyone. That wouldn't work. No, the kings would... Maybe the energy group would join up with them. Maybe all 3 of them would team up to fight off the Yes Man bots who turn against them. That could be what the gambling family's done too. Somebody's gonna have to sift through the rubble and find out. Maybe there's even survivors. I'm not gonna get too in depth with it. That's probably what happened though. The Yes Man machines turned on everyone. And they fought in their little capsuled areas. I doubt they could bust through those doors without heavy explosives, which they didn't have. Now what was out of that? Outer of that was the real shithole area, wasn't it? You had the army base, we talked about them. They all left. A lot of that would have left, or maybe starved to death. Who else was around? The boomers. What happened to the boomers? The boomers only had their one epic airplane flight, and then the plane crashed somewhere. Probably. Maybe they crashed it back home, but eventually they ran out of bombs. Would the Yes Men attack the boomers? Maybe. For their artillery? I don't know. Perhaps there was a battle, and then the boomers became the burrowers, and they burrowed down into the ground and made it look like they were all killed. Yeah, and now they're the burrowers instead of the bombers. And now it's 4 generations later, and a lot of them have forgotten what the hell happened and what's going on. They just fear the machine. And they have a lot of incest and eat mole rats a lot, I guess. And worms and bugs and things, and probably don't look very healthy. But maybe they've started digging holes, and the burrowers have a strange mole-like web of tunnels throughout their northern eastern section of the New Vegas quadrant. That would be cool. So we got the boomers. What else was around there? That happened to Legion. Legion was a big group. Most of the Legion, let's look in the file here, Legion. Most of Legion was wiped out, soldiers and whatnot, but what was left behind on the eastern side was the ones watching the slaves. Mostly cooks, trainers, things of that nature, and I can't imagine what they would do. Some of them might run away. Some of them would get attacked by the slaves and killed. Some of them could just blend in, maybe. And suddenly what was once just the encampment of slaves is now villages of new sprouting families of the remnants of the slaves. So it's the slaves. Maybe there's a great-grandparent still alive. Well, probably not. But the older ones would know the stories of their parents. So the grandparents, there's maybe a few left. And yeah, they got farms and their small villages are growing and the machines leave them alone. They've never been bothered by them. So they hang out. Now, you would think, why haven't people gone into the dam, the Hoover Dam, and see why the power's off? They did. But they never came back out. And now, there are rumors of a group called the Damned, who live inside the Hoover Dam. Who are they? Are they monsters that eat people? Are they ex-NCR or ex-Legion that survived and are living down there and are breeding with people they've captured? That sounds eerie and twisted, and maybe they're even cannibals. Stay away from the Hoover Dam. Strange creatures still lurk, radioactive ones out of the vault 30-something? I think it was 36 or something, I don't know. It was near the Hoover Dam. It's mostly all radioactive water. It's full. The water pours out now, and it's like a radioactive oasis of evil that is infecting the area around it, creating zombies and other creatures that glow and spread the radioactive evil across the land. That was pretty close to the center of the map, if I recall. So that's fun. Now, that takes care of the east and the north sections. Whatever happened, what was west? Northwest, not a whole lot. Scanning. There was a plant vault, 22, 21. The plants kept growing, and they're growing. Now there are rumors of plant people. And that whole area is a big plant that wants to devour people and creatures, and that's not good. Jacobstown was a giant village. Super mutants. They died. They couldn't procreate. They're all gone. All the super mutants are gone. But maybe from their dead carcasses something new has mutated. Some undead super mutant creatures that are just unable to be reckoned with or talked to. They just kill anything that annoys them, and they eat anything that they can crush into their mouths. That's creepy. They may have some underground hive, or the building they were in may have some answers to what's going on with them. Cyber dog doctor. Perhaps the cybernetics the doctor was working on mixed with the dead mutants, and it becomes some monster with some kind of AI in its brain that isn't working right. It's weird. What else was up there? Kinda to the west, there was an arena underground. They barricaded themselves in and fled into the sewer system. Generations later, becoming sewer rats. The sewer rats roam and destroy any yes man bots they can come across or trick into getting near them. So the yes bots just sealed off the manholes. And now the sewer rats have been breeding underground with their mother's bloodline who own the arena. I don't remember her name. Yeah, what else was going on? South of Vegas was a lot more shit. Scanning. Yeah. I need Nuka-Cola. Stat. Alright. South of New Vegas was a town called Novak. They had a dinosaur. And very little defense. Looks like they were slaughtered or fled. They were too close to Vegas. Looks like they were right on the edge, though. Doesn't seem like the machine went much further than that. So if any survived, they would have had to have gone south from there and become nomads or something. Or wait, what's here? There was NCR bases, trading routes mostly, but I bet the machines did go to there. There was two huge statues that have since been destroyed. Looks like they blew the legs out of them. And now the two statues are laying away from each other, kind of pointing fingers at each other like, it's your fault, it's your fault. As if symbolizing the humans did not work together and the machines separated them. The Mojave outpost was decimated. They were more of a male post office than an army base at that point, and the machine rolled through them because half of them were drunk and asleep at the time. The other army base to the far south had a woman named Ghost. What the hell was its name? Or was that the outpost? No, that wasn't the outpost, was it? No, that was the place south of that town where the Legion killed everyone. Interesting. That was not the outpost, that's way to the west. That was the name of that outpost. I can't remember now. There was a sheriff's building near it. That was all cleared out. killed everyone in there. But what about that base? Had a guy with a big mustache. Crap. No. Was that the outpost? No, that was the outpost. Now we're getting the outpost mixed up with it. Damn it. The outpost had the mustache guy. And the bar. And what the hell was the base with Ghost on the roof? No, that was the same place. That is all the same place. Crap. That ain't right. Because that place was after the place Legion wiped out. That was the name of that town with the tickets. Shit. What the flying turd fuck. She went from Good Springs, and then you went south. There was the sheriff's place. There was the... Was that the outpost? That can't be right. No. Right. Then there was the vertibird. No, because the outpost had the two guys shaking hands. And that was down the... Then he went down the hill of all the cars. There was that. Maybe that is it. It doesn't seem right in my head. It's been a while since I've been to Vegas. It doesn't seem right though. Because then you go up from there, because that was the... No, wait a minute, that is right. Because that was the west corner. Not the east corner. What was in the east corner? Legion shed, wasn't it? Because after that town, you turn... That's right, yeah. So that was the outpost. That was all the same place. That place is fucked. It's gone. What the hell was in the east corner? That must have been Legion territory, right? Yeah. Because the camp was there. You turned and went north there. I'm just trying to imagine the map in my... I'm looking at the map from old records. Yeah, really old records that have a lot of dust on them. Okay, so we got the outpost. So what's left? Good Springs? For some reason, whenever the Yes Man machines would get close to Good Springs, their faces would change to a cowboy. And then they would stop. And then they would turn around. And then they would go home. And as soon as they turned around, their face would be back to Yes Man. Except it wasn't angry Yes Man, like the other ones killing everyone, but happy Yes Man. And he would just go back the way he came, along a certain trail that shortcutted his way back to New Vegas. Oh, that's gold. See, I just improv that. I just made that up just now, like most of the shit I'm coming up with, and that's just gold right there. See, what you all need to do, you tell Bethesda or Obsidian about this video. You have them listen to it. You tell them, just give Korbe all the money that you were going to give like a dozen people to think this shit up and waste your time with, and put in a bunch of woke fucking bullshit crap, and just listen to what this dude's saying. Because he's got it down, he knows what he's talking about. And he's just pulling this shit out of his ass, out of thin air, just now. And he doesn't have 12 other people arguing with him about why that's a shitty idea. Because it's not. It's a good idea. Everybody just wants to be the one to have that idea. And they're not. I am the one looking at the files. I got the imagination now, motherfuckers. Yeah. You want some good ideas, you come to me. Although all the pieces are there, anybody could come up with this shit. That's what I don't understand. It's all just laying there waiting for the puzzle to be put together. You just gotta be not afraid, pick up the pieces, and put together a puzzle that wasn't meant to be. Alright, where was I? Good Springs. So, Good Springs flourished. The trees grew and the grass was green, and the people who lived there lived in peace because they owned firearms, and if anybody came around, they shot them. And there was one security bot that stayed and hid in the shed. If shit got real hot, he'd come out and have a cowboy face and kill those weird mutant monsters coming from the north. But that would only happen like once a generation. It only happened like twice. So now it's like a fable that old grandpa tells and nobody really believes. And when you talk to them, they're like, oh, that old crazy Tom over there, he talks about strange creatures and a robot in a shed that cowboys up and kills them, and it's all bullshit. And then, of course, while you're there, like a whole fucking herd of them come, and you gotta help defend the town and all that. And it's still got the old bar that looks almost all the same, except it's like, what was her name? The bartender. It's like her great-great-granddaughter's now, and she's like hot, and I'm gonna ban her and add like sex mods and like, you know, all that good fun. So that would be awesome. And maybe even Doc turned out got a little crazy and had a few kids, and in his old age it was still working, you know, and busted out. Got a little crazy with a 20-something-year-old nurse. Oh yeah, go Doc Mitchell. And you know, his great-great-great-grandson is like, yeah, I'm Doc Mitchell. And you're like, how are you, Doc Mitchell? It's like fucking 120 years later, and you're, yeah, well, you know, Grandpa got around town. Once all the threats were done, you know, that slutty, what's her name at the bar, got around. Most of us are related to her somehow. Oh, that'd be funny. Oh, and we laughed. And I don't know what to tell y'all. That's New Vegas 2 right there in a nutshell. That's most of the groups. You could say some died, you could say some mutated, you could say some are a bunch of zombie motherfuckers. We had that, oh, the fucking zombies that shot themselves with the rockets. One of them survived, and like you find him still stuck in the fucking rocket. That's funny. And the fucking zombies still, all the people he left behind are still back at that place, and they're all, you know, fucking with everyone. Like they got like weird shit going on with like every different species of everything. They're like trying to mutate them, or I don't know, some weird shit. And weird things are coming out of all the different vaults that were in the game, except they're like weird versions of everything. Gary's. They figured out how to work the clone machine, so now there's a whole like base of Garys, and they're like well organized. They're trying to rise up, and oh, what happened to the Brotherhood of Steel? They all died, didn't they? I guess they're all gone. But what would be cool, here's what you do with the Brotherhood of Steel. I was wondering about this one. I had this idea kind of a long time ago, but since people like base building and all that, well, some do, some don't. You add this as a little side thing for optional reasons if you want people to do it or not. You put the vault where the Brotherhood was. They were hiding in that spot. They had a vault. You go there, it's all destroyed. It's all fucked up. You can revive it. And it becomes that place that you can build and make your own vault kind of place. And you take out the old shit and you collect resources and you build a new vault. And then you can label it. That's when you can decide. Do you want to bring back the Brotherhood? Or, Maybe you have other flag options. You could bring back the Enclave. Oh boy. You could bring back, were there any others? How about other? And you can just make your own name. The Phantoms. Or the Reapers. Or, whatever. 420 Lovers. I don't know. The Wayne Sucker. Anyway, you get the idea. So, it's basically build your own group, and then you go and you recruit people. Like, to anyone. Any NPCs. When people got quests, you bring the quest with you to wherever you're going. Unless it's like really area effective, then you have to wait till the quest is over, and then the option will come up. Hey, you want to join? You want to join my brotherhood or enclave or whatever? And if they like you enough, bam, they're like, yeah. And then they go, you gotta find a medical person for the hospital, and you gotta find a food person for the cafeteria, and you gotta find a security. You get the idea. All the different little places, and you build your own, you manage your own vault. You're the overseer of your own little vault. You can decide if it's a heavy on the army or heavy on the farmers, and you just grow stuff, or heavy on scientists, and you take over what the zombies were doing over in that spooky lab, and there's all kinds of possibilities. So, the main story, however, is a whole different thing. So, I've been doing all the side quest stuff now, explaining to you what happened to all the sub-quest stuff, but what about the main quest? What is your character going to be doing? Where do you begin? That's a good question. Skyrim had a great mod. It was called, what was it called? Oh crap, it was so great, I can't remember the name of it now. My brain, there's too many celebrity boobs in here. I take up too much memory. Alternative start? Oh, something like that. Where there was multiple beginning start places that eventually merged into the main story, and I think this game deserves that. So I think you should be able to decide where you begin. Do you begin born as a good sprinter? And you sprint up from one of Doc Mitchell, which would have medical bonuses to his beginning stats, or the bartender lady's children bloodline, which would have merchant skill bonuses right off the bat, or drunk chick. What was her name? With the one with the dog? Cassidy? No, that was the bartender, I think. No, Casey? I don't know. The chick with the... Oh, then there was the merchant guy. He was a dick. He should have the merchant bloodline. So you have to pick a bloodline from the 4. Because there was 4 of them. So the... merchant... I guess you'd get merchant bonus from either the bartender or the other one. No. Bartender would give you chems. You'd learn chemical bonuses. That's right. So you'd be able to, mix chemicals better and whatnot. So the Tom guy, I think that was his name, pick his bloodline, you get the merchant bonus. Or the chick with the dog, you pick her bloodline, you get warrior strength endurance bonuses. So that's if you're a good sprinter. Maybe you were born... where else was there? Maybe you're a Gary. Can you pick Gary? Why not? Let's have fun with this one. Make Gary a bloodline. You're born in the Gary vault. And you're Gary. Hey Gary. Gary? Oh, what's up Gary? You're a clone of Gary. Oh, that'd be fun. That's a fun beginning. let's see, the Novak people went south. Let's say they went to that other town, the ticket town. What was that called again? I don't remember. And made a new city there. So the remnants of Novak have a new town there. That would make sense. And the robots just didn't give a shit. They left him alone. I don't know. Sounds good. Because there's got to be another town kind of in that area. So, yeah. Why not? Make a little town there. You could be born there. You could be a sewer rat. Be born in the sewers under Vegas. That would be interesting. You could be a burrower. Born in the burrower under there. And your first adventures, of course, would be your war against the sewer rats who are trying to... I don't know, your holes hit each other's at some point. So now there's a war between the sewer rats and the burrowers deep underground. That's interesting. Hey, you could be NCR. Born in the NCR mountain to the west. Cool. And then you know, go do some army shit. And you could pick a few names from the old game. You could choose a bloodline. Who else was there? Oh, the Legion village to the east. Born as a Legion son or daughter in one of their tribes. And you just dice up the tribes to different bonuses. One's good at warrior fighting, one's good at cooking, whatever. Just have a few different bloodlines for each group, and you just pick one, you pick one. People are like, wow, this is great, I'm picking things. Making a character, doing their thing. Maybe you're, I don't know about the inner groups, like the kings and all that. That's something I want people to find. So I don't think you should start there. So I don't think that would be a good idea. You gotta start out in the outside area. And yeah, the vault, any other vaults to start in though? I don't think so. Most of them were empty unless there's one that was hidden, like covered in dirt. Kinda hidden. And it was thriving, kinda? Not thriving, but surviving. But they had a thing where like they... maybe they have to kill people, or they were poisoning people. Yeah, they were poisoning people because they had to kill people over time, but they didn't want to just kill people. They wanted to do it nice-like because they thought they were nice people. But the overseer decided to just poison the food and just kind of let people die off naturally and kind of unnaturally. And you figure it out as a main character, like you kind of snap out of it and like you start off kind of buzzed. You're like, what the fuck? And turns out, yeah, your food's being drugged, and you like have to fight your way out and like, take out the overseer, capture him, or kill him, or whatever. And then you pop out Vault 69. That's my vault. Wait a minute. That's where I came out of. Maybe I was the overseer. Maybe I didn't want to do it. Nah, sounds better if I fought my way out like a Rambo. Yeah, I'm level 1 Rambo. Nah, I probably had to do some stealth shit. I probably had to do some tricky shit. Maybe I had to talk one dude into killing the other dude, and it was all a big lie, and I'm like, I ran for it. Or maybe I was a badass, and I found a shotgun, and I just started shooting everything that moved. And I'm like, what the fuck you, and then there's this hot girl, and she's like, save me, and I'm like, alright. And she picked up a gun, and she was helping me too, and we were like killing everything, and I got out of there with a follower, and she's like, yay, and I'm like, yay, and we're gonna go find a place to live and procreate. And no, it turns out New Vegas is full of fucked up people doing fucked up shit. And that could have been under the Mojave outpost in the southwest corner-ish. And they didn't even know they were sitting on a vault. Well, there you go. Either way you start, you're gonna end up going on all the adventures, doing the side quests that are enjoyable to do. wacky fun things that I could go in depth about. I don't know, this is going long already, so I think I'm gonna bust out the main story idea I have. Because it's a cool idea and spawned this whole thing in the first place. Then, if somebody from Bethesda or Obsidian actually do contact me, they're like, hey, like, we need your help, man. And I'm like, show me the money. Get me off of this low pain thing I got going on here. They're like, alright, here's like a lot of money. Blam! And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, alright, here's what we're gonna do. Then I'd start making a bunch of sub-story quests of stupidity and fun humor. Just goofy things to do in a big sandbox type world, but the big main story I've been hyping up, I think we need to get to it. Alright, so you've wandered around, you're killing things like you do in Fallout, you know the drill. Finding cool new monsters, mutants and things, and you're saving people, and you're finding new cool followers and doing all their little personal quests and all that shit. Then you start getting closer to the center of that beacon. That red dot keeps blinking at night. I think it'd be cool going into Hoover Dam and fighting the damned. They'd be spooky, creepy people. That'd be cool. Going in there, but that red dot will keep blinking and calling to you. Come save me. Come help. Come on. Blinking red. Just like the red-faced yes man when they're angry and shooting missiles at you and machine guns. Or so they claim that's what they do. Which led to the great Vegas crash after the death of the courier. Maybe yes man is sad. The courier's gone. And he lashed out at everyone. Curiosity will kill you eventually, but for now, you creep closer and start peeling away the layers of New Vegas. Ooh, maybe there's some zombie NCR and McLaren. The whole area could be covered in zombies and zombie survivors, because we love the zombie apocalypse still. We gotta have a little taste of that. A little Fallout of the Dead. So the whole outskirt area of McLaren, the city, could just be zombies and idiots trying to loot or find loot or whatever and getting caught in the middle of it. There's no more super mutants. They're all gone. I'm sick of super mutants. So, we'll make the Brotherhood optional thing. But hey, you could grow a Brotherhood army, and then you got a fucking bunch of them, you bring them all in there, fucking, that'd be fucked up. Anywho, so then you go into that middle section, and yeah, there's gotta be, 4 generations later, there's gotta be a surviving group that are like a mix of kings, the medical group and the energy weapon group, kind of all mixed together. Some kind of fighting force, but they are at a strange stalemate of not being able to grow, but not really diminishing either, because they keep saving people from the zombies. Well, some of them. Of course, the zombies seem to keep coming out of McLaren. Must have been a lot of army guys down there, or in that base. Maybe you have to clear it out someday. They probably had a whole vault under it, full of people. Maybe they were cloning NCR troopers, Super Duke Nukem troopers. There you go. And now it's cloning Super Zombie Duke Nukem troopers. Oh, that's fun. And the King generation has been fighting them since. Stuck between the rock and hard place of the machines. But they turned some of the yes men into their own. And they got a big king symbol. And they spout out the king's grooving tunes. Yeah, they play one of the Elvis's songs over and over again. Maybe a bunch of them. Elvis's greatest hits. I don't know. So to get through all their problems, whatever those may be, we'll go to the inner circle where the people that were all trapped in there. Let's see, who was in there? You had the cannibals. What happened to them? Could they survive eating people if they boarded themselves in? I think the machine would get in there eventually. But maybe things weren't as in control as we thought. We go inside to find many, many yes men machines destroyed. Everything's all fucked up. There's no yes men presence anymore. They have been overrun and destroyed or changed. Oh, maybe one of them sitting in front of the White Glove Society building with a big white glove hand in its monitor face. Or two of them. And there's one casino left that appears to have two robots in front of it too. Those are the tops with the big magic hat. And they're just sitting there still. They don't do anything when they see you. As long as you don't fuck with them, they won't fuck with you. Lucky 38 sealed. Then when you hit the monitor, maybe Yes Man face comes on. Maybe you gotta turn on the power. There's not much power. Everything's flickering. The lights are mostly off. There's a few dull lights here and there. There was a vault 21, was that? There could be someone. No, they'd probably get eaten. Maybe not though. How would they survive 4 generations of procreation without being eaten by the cannibals? I don't think that would happen. The people would have to be inside. Well, they were digging. Could they have chipped their way through the concrete? What would that have led to? Someone could have broken through the concrete through the other side, like the sewer rats. Yeah. And the White Gloves could be alive if they were incestual and cannibals. So that's creepy. Magicians would have to do the same thing. So yeah, there's a whole lot of evil going on in here. Probably not a lot of quests, probably just a lot of killing. Unless there was actually good people, I don't know, that'd be pretty evil in there. So, the Yes Man situation. Problem is, the King group would have to be the good guys in this situation. Fighting those evil groups, those two evil groups must be helping each other. So they must have drilled through the concrete of Vault 21, gone into the sewers connected to it, and clashed with the sewer rats because they were kidnapping people to eat or procreate with. That's how the White Gloves and the Tops, working together, become the magicians. Ooh, that's evil. The magicians were vanishing people, so there's rumors going around of the magicians. who appear out of nowhere. See, I'm winding it here, so I'm improving backwards, but that's awesome. See, it doesn't take much. The magicians, they seem to appear out of nowhere. No, they use smoke bombs, and they come up from the sewers, and they snag people. And they procreate with the women, and they eat the men. They make kids. And the ones that they indoctrinate become the next generation, and the ones that fight it become food. Oh, it's so evil. Oh, there's evil shit going on there. The magicians, the white hand, and the hat. So the hat would be like more of the mind people, and the hand would be the ones going out, grabbing people and stuff. It's so evil. It's amazing. They're going through Vault 21 to do it. And the sewer rats are trying to fight them off, but they can't because they're having too many problems fighting the burrowers to the north. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh, busting that. My imagination's so awesome. Okay, what happened next? So you start helping the king group. The kingly. That sounds good because they're a mix of the kings and the helpful people. I can't remember their name at the minute. The helpful people. The church. They're like church people. They should have a few churches, but it'll have like a crown at the top, like a golden holy crown with the medical sign or whatever. Mormon group or something, weren't they? Mormons? I don't know. Everybody's got like 3 or 4 wives. It's crazy. They're all sharing them. Hey, you wanna fuck my wife? Yeah, go for it. Anyway, there's a little side quest there. so come good guys, and they're like, we need you to help us fight, clear out the zombies, and help us, recruit people and fight the magicians, because Yes Man doesn't help us. And yeah, but then in doing so, you get sucked into the Lucky 38. Oh no, you're trying to help them, but Yes Man has awakened from his sleep. He's been sleeping a long time. So you and Yes Man have a big talk after you fight off some of his security defenses. No, maybe he just sucks you in and invites you in. You have a conversation about pretty much a lot of things that I've been talking about, including how they overwhelmed his bots, and eventually he just didn't have the produce to make more. He didn't have an assembly line to manufacture more bots, so he had to fall back. But it would seem that him and the courier were busy. What was the courier doing for 50 years? Well, this is where the story gets juicy. It would seem that when Yes Man got into the servers, he was able to spread throughout the military servers that were online. And although they were not a very large web of information, there was one doorway. The vault doorway. The vault server gained Yes Man access to the entire vault web, which went around the world and was connected to everything. Oh no! And in that time of a few moments, Yes Man learned quite a lot that was going on around the world in the year 2281, including what had happened in DC 4 years previous. Oh, it's all coming together now, baby. What did happen? It seems that in the orbit of the planet is a flying saucer, a vast giant machine, and it seems that in a few generations the humans had no clue what to do with it, and it just sat there collecting dust. Well, of course, in those moments, in the year 2281, Yes Man learned the entire infrastructure of that said machine. And although they couldn't do much to get to it, they could learn from it. And so, as you are brought down a giant elevator, you learn that the courier and the Yes Man and some of the more positive and good people of the area got together and started building under New Vegas, as much as they could, a copy and paste of the schematics of the UFO. And in 50 years, they got a lot done. Since it was a miniature version of the larger version, it was only designed for a smaller group of individuals to control it. But as the aging courier got to his 80th birthday, there was a problem. It seems there was a ghost in the machine. A certain malfunctioning bug would occur throughout the system. No matter what they did, it would occur over and over again. They would malfunction things and screw up progress and cause issues. They could not purge this bug, this virus. The virus would appear as a picture of a house. Boom, boom, boom. And so for 120 years, the Yes Man program has been fighting off a virus within it. A house virus. The ghost of house is still alive within the machine that was merged with Yes Man as it flooded the servers with information, but now the house ghost is in schizophrenic conflict with Yes Man, and Yes Man shut down. Connection to Hoover Dam was severed, power was lost, and things have gone to shit. Yes Mans were destroyed for 120 years now. Things have been sealed. But Yes Man is on its dying leg as House takes over, and now the House talks to the player character, and maybe they could get Odo back as a voice actor. That would be cool. Then you'd have to decide, who do you help, Yes Man or House? And they both need your help restoring power in hopes of fixing the machine. Send you northeast beyond Boomer territory, up into the mountains to a place known once long ago as Area 51. Boom, boom, boom. And long ago, like its predecessor, where you had to go into the Black Mountains to fight the Enclave, you must now go to Area 51 to find out its secrets, to find out how the core of the UFO works, to power it, to find the remnants of the aliens and the new hybrids that have grown and lived for generations in this old, ancient Area 51 vault. And oh, the secrets that will be in this mega complex, mega huge complex labyrinth of underground psychoticness, where you'll feel you've been lost there for a year. Fighting aliens and machines and mutant hybrid creatures, the likes of which have never been seen across the lands of Fallout before. And there you'll find the secrets you need, and you save and kill everything, and you unlock more secrets, and you do cool things, and you get back, and you decide to purge the system of House, or purge it of Yes Man, or purge it of both, and put in a Hello Kitty program, and then you you fix the ship and you turn the ship on, and what happens is a big energy shield goes across the top, and then the ship takes off and hovers above the lands to where everyone can see it, like a big giant ice globe in the sky, and everyone shits bricks, and all the wars stop, and all the violence stops, and the presence of the giant mega ship creates peace and harmony across the land, except for those really pain-in-the-ass creatures, and they all get wiped out. And there's a big happy party at the Good Springs, and they're partying at the other town, and they're partying at the Legion villages, and they're coming up out of the sewers, and they're partying, and the burrows and the sewer rats are kissing, and all the magicians are dead, and all the kingly are happy, and they take the middle, and everyone's dancing and partying in the... Oh, they're in the ship. What am I thinking? Kingly are all in the ship. They're the godly now in the ship. They're hovering above Vegas, and they spread their happiness, and everyone is happy, and it's a whole new Vegas, la la, da da da, da da da. And there you go. There's your main story and awesomeness of, or maybe the floating city has a super power weapon, and you can bombard places, pew, 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 and blow up everything, and be an evil ending. Oh, and everything's on fire. Oh no. Dun, dun, dun. That's like a dark, evil ending. I like the happy ending where everybody's partying and getting drunk and having babies. But, people like choices. I guess there's gotta be an evil ending for the bad guy. So yeah, they would like destroy everything and blow up the entire Mojave and level it all to waste, and then they'd go up in the sky and they'd blow up the UFO there, and then they'd fly off into the stars to go blow up everything in the universe, kill it all, and that'd be like the evil ending. So that'd be fun. There you go. There's your happy ending, your evil ending. There's no neutral ending. This is good or bad. There you go. And or the neutral ending is you never turn on the machine, and wars continue, because war never changes unless a big ass machine comes along and makes itself known that it could blow you up if it wanted to, but it doesn't, because it would rather see people doing it. Oh, welcome to Vault 69. The year is 2453. Oh, and things are happy. Well, it's probably been a couple years now after. Yeah, it's been, let's see, 16 years later. Duh. It's now the year 2469. Dun, 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 dun. 16 years later. Everybody's doing it, and there's little humans running around growing boobs and vaginas and penises, and they're doing it, and they're growing more. Everyone's happy, and the Fallout world is becoming the world we once knew, except without nuclear bombs, because we hid all that information, and no more weird viruses and all that weird shit, and they don't even know what guns are. And then whenever they start fighting, they're like, no, you don't do that. And here, have a cheeseburger, and they're happy. And they go back to doing it. So they don't need to know about all that evil stuff. So that's New Vegas too. That's what I would do. So if you want to, like the video, is that what they do when they subscribe? They do all that stuff to make me known, and then someone tells Bethesda or Obsidian, they're like, hey, don't hire anyone, just listen to this video, this dude knows what he's talking about, just give him $1 million or $2 and tell him he's the head of the directional group, and like then he tells the other guy what to do, and then that guy tells all the programmers and the developers what to do. See, I'm just the imagination guy. I'm just making up the stories. That's what I do. I don't have a team of assholes bugging me. No, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Hey, if I want twin lesbians in my game, that's what it's gonna be there. It's for storyline specific purposes, so they have to be there. Okay. Alright. That's what I'm saying. So, go, run, tell Bethesda, spam. Like, you gotta watch this video. It's great. It's fucking great. It's New Vegas too. It's 2469. We're partying up in here, thanks to the events that I just mentioned. And yeah, this is Overseer Korbe. If you'd like to see the adventures of Vault 69, you can go into my YouTube channel and find Overseer Korbe's Vault 69 Radio. People seem to like it for some reason. It's because they get naked halfway through. I think it's like halfway through they start getting naked. They're like, fuck these clothes. Who needs clothes? They're just like, fuck it. It'd be nice if they made a Fallout Shelter 2. I would play that. I like the first one. Anyway, this is Overseer Korbe. Still hiding in Vault 69 from the viruses and whatnot, zombies and mutants and things, but we're partying because of that spaceship thing floating in the sky, so let's make it happen. Let's get it done. Let's do this. Until next time, this is Overseer Korbe signing out.